right, I only like the yolk.
You better not let your father hear you say that. You know what he says about waste?
You don't mind waste, do you?
Of course I mind waste.
I mind waste too.
Anyway, it's Christmas in a week, so you'd better not upset him, had you?
Why don't you ask your mother to tell you where she puts them?
It's Chris who upsets him, not me. He'll be his underpants again. Or his vest.
Well, don't say anything about it. He's coming down.
He knows where they are, really. He does it on purpose. He doesn't like clean underwear. It's psychological.
Shh.
Why don't you tell him where his underwear's kept?
She does every day.
I didn't ask you.
I've only heard Mum tell him, that's all. So have I. It's psychological.
Eat that white up.
I am doing. It's Christmas in a week. We're all being good.
You could have fooled me.
Oh, Sam, they are really.
Have you got Tom's bike yet?
Come on, finish that and go and clean your teeth, both of you.
I've finished.
Tom, go and find Chris's underpants for him.
I found them.
Well, hurry him up. Tell him his breakfast's going cold.
Just say he likes it better cold.
Awkward little sod.
Sam.
What's this about a bike?
It's all right. I've seen to all the presents. I knew you wouldn't have time.
You've paid for it?
I put a deposit on him.
There can't be much in the accounts. The down payment on the car must have made that look a bit sick, didn't it?
It's all under control. Go on, get off to work.
We'll have that talk after Christmas, shall we?
After Christmas, yes.
It's Great-Granddad Barraclough.
Come in, Great-Granddad Barraclough. You're an early bird, aren't you?
Oh, I said I'd come and prune them fruit trees for you.
It's still dark out there. You're going to prune them by candlelight? Thought you weren't supposed to do it when there's a frost.
If you think you know better than I do, you'd best do it yourself, hadn't you? Get off to work and leave it to somebody that knows something about it.
Yes, Grandad.
He thinks he knows it all, your dad. He knows naught about fruit trees, though, does he?
It's all right, I'm going. Oh, it's you. Come on.
Disturbed your beauty sleep. Wish I could lie in weekdays.
I'm on holiday.
Lie in weekdays and have long holidays.
I'd swap you your hours for mine any day, brother. And your hourly rate. We've been fighting for £15 a week for junior doctors. It's your pittance.
Plus overtime. 15 quid a week plus overtime.
Oh, we don't get overtime.
You need a union more than your mother does. But, I've got pottery class at night school tonight, and Christmas coming up. I thought I'd call on my way and see if she's heard anything.
She hasn't.
They're taking their time.
Are you sure they won't settle?
They won't settle out of court. Not for a sum like that, I promise you. They'll fight. That's what you want, innit? You want this to go to court as much as I do.
She doesn't.
Well, you can make her see why we got to do it, can't you?
She doesn't see things like we do. You're sure she'll not risk losing her claim?
Look, I've helped on dozens of compensation cases. It's the amount they'll contest. They can't contest liability. But in the end, we'll agree to what we'd have got in the first place without going to court. But Crossmans will get the publicity they deserve for the way they backslide on safety.
Will they, though?
I'll see that they do. You party intellectuals from London. I haven't got much faith in the rank and file of you.
What party am I supposed to be an intellectual member of, for God's sake?
My own lot, isn't it? Communist Party?
Whatever gave you that idea?
Jump to conclusions, have I?
I've never belonged to a party in my life.
Perhaps you're better off for that. It hurts when you want to belong. You feel you can't anymore.
Fled the ranks, eh? Hungary, was it, or what Khrushchev told us about Stalin?
Both.
Yes. I think I'd have been in trouble there, too.
As long as we keep the red flag flying, eh?
In between the pottery classes?
Something to do while you work it out.
Mr. Tripp, did you want to see me?
No, I'm just asking you if you'd heard anything. I gather you haven't.
Is something wrong, then?
Oh, no, good heavens, no. Just checking on my way in, that's all. I better be off or I'll be late.
Yes, all right. Look, don't bother to come traipsing round. We'll let you know if we hear anything.
Aye, well, be after Christmas now, I suppose.
Aye.
Keep that flag flying.
What flag?
Search me.
Seems an awful lot of money to me to be asking.
More than my dad was worth, you know.
You think it's possible to put a price on him, do you?
You know I don't. I was thinking of what he'd have wanted for you.
Was I such a blessing to him then?
He thought the world of you. You know he did.
Do I? I overheard him once, chuntering to himself after we'd had a row about his not being able to find work. She'll miss me when I'm gone, he was muttering. Just before you were born. We've been through times you'll never know. But he's right. I miss him. I do. I wish you could know how much.
He did. He does. Wherever he is.
You don't believe in the hereafter any more than I do. You don't have to comfort me. I know the facts of life. Wish I could talk to Sam about it.
Well, you can't. We agreed it was best not to. He works at Crossman's, and it was Crossman's fault it happened.
Was it? Your dad went off to work in the state. And we know why. Because of that row he had with that old devil next door.
That's got nothing to do with it.
He took it to heart, did George? Things like that. Hard words hurt him. I should know. It wasn't his fair share from me in his life. They hurt him, hard words. They made him careless of life.
You mustn't say things like that in court, Mum.
In court? What court?
I meant if it should happen to get to court.
But it mustn't. Sam said it mustn't.
Well, blow Sam, we've to do what's right, haven't we?
Right, for who?
For everybody. For you, mostly.
I trust Sam.
Well, you trust Billy, don't you?
It's Sam's family.
He's on the management of Crossman's, too.
You think that'd make any difference to Sam?
He wouldn't want it to. But he's not perfect, Mum. It's bound to make a difference.
Yeah, thanks. Cheerio. When are they going to give us a decent office?
We've only had this 8 years. Sarah's dad did it up for him.
A craftsman of the old school, obviously.
Yeah, it's a bit old-fashioned, I suppose. He was like that, Arthur.
He went bankrupt, didn't he?
Yeah. He wasn't a bad sort of bloke. I don't suppose I'd be here now if it weren't for Arthur.
Surprised you are still here. Still, you'll have Stan's job in a couple of years' time. Works manager. Be giving me hell. You won't drive me too hard, will you?
What makes you think I'll get Stan's job?
You will. Everybody says so.
Don't I ever say so? What are they going to do, draft me?
You'll be offered it anyway.
Because I know Crossman and Naylor, you mean?
No, I didn't mean that. I meant you're the right bloke for it.
Come off it, Nick. I know what you meant. I'm glad you've got it off your chest. You can't sit opposite a bloke as long as we've sat here and have got some idea what's going on in his mind. It's better said than stored up there. What makes you think I'd want Stan's job anyway?
That's what we're here for, isn't it? To get on.
To make more money, you mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, I could certainly do with a bit. We're in the wrong area. We should be down in the Midlands. You know what Collinson got when he went down there?
Well, if you want it that bad, why don't you follow him?
Family. Wife won't leave her mother. You know.
Tell her if she wants it, she'll have to.
I don't see why she should, to be honest. Anyway, she'll not, so that's that.
We'll put in for Stan's job when he retires, then.
In competition with you?
Maybe, maybe not.
What's the stock position on crankshafts?
Same as last Monday, Stan. We had a delivery. You remember?
Oh, there's a suggestions meeting at 11. I can't be there. It's at my place, will you? Stuff's on my desk. Safety ideas mostly. You'd have to be there in any case.
Stan, can we get something straight? How long have I supposed to be in charge of safety?
Well, it was last spring when we talked about it, wasn't it?
Only, you see, I don't remember agreeing to take it on. There's nothing in writing, Stan.
I don't put everything down in writing, do I?
No, you don't.
Oh, Nick was there, weren't you?
I was there when you talked about it, yeah.
Well, what impression did you get?
Well, as Stan says, Sam. Ransley. Oh, yeah. For you, Stan. Hang on.
Yes. Ah. Yes, no, yes, right, later on then, later this afternoon. Right. Where's he gone? I am right about that, aren't I? I did tell him I wanted him to do the safety job.
Well, yeah. That's what you told him.
I'm freezing to death.
Get yourself in then.
I'm not budging from here till you come.
I'll just finish this, I said. Leave me be, I'll just finish this.
And you're not to come out again. It's too cold, you'll catch pneumonia. And I've something for you to eat. Something special.
Spoiling me. Oh, don't get spoiled much these days. Why doesn't he let me show him how to do these himself?
Well, I know now, don't I?
Got more time than him, have you? Work him hard, do they? Ah, they will. And for note if he lets them.
He's thinking of leaving, I think.
He says so?
Oh, no, he'll not tell me till he's decided. He's all wrapped up in it in his head, as if he's waiting for something to happen. Don't ask me what.
Let's go in, shall we?
Morris is up with them at the moment.
Why can't I see him?
Well, it's to rest when Morris comes down. You can see him tonight, perhaps, if that's any use, but otherwise, no, Sam, I'm sorry.
Taking a turn for the worse, has he?
Yeah, taking a turn for the worse. Shouldn't you be at work?
This is work.
Well, can't you talk to Morris about it? He'll be down in a minute.
We don't always hit it off these days, Morris and me.
Why not?
He comes round home and tells me where I fall short as a father. Anyway, he only listens when he wants to. I don't complain that often, Cass. I like somebody to lend an ear when I do.
Somebody like Peter.
He's that sort of bloke.
You used to like me once, didn't you, Sam? What a silly word, like. You, what was it we used to say in those days? You were screwy about me, weren't you?
A lot of water under the bridge since then, Cass.
You were great with the girls then, Sam. Dozens. So many I can't remember. One that used to work down the clubs. Edna... what was her name? Sowed all your wild oats, didn't you, Sam?
Happen?
There's been one man in my life. Well, one and a passing fancy. That morning in the kitchen when you brought young Tom round to stay with us for the day. You see, when you've lived a life as chaste as mine's been, you remember even the passing fancies.
Oh, Cass, it's all behind us, that sort of thing. We laugh about it now, don't we?
Sam? He says there are some tablets you should be having at about this time.
Oh, yes. I'll go and settle him down. You'll come tonight, then?
I'll come tonight, Cass. How is he?
Not so good. I'm glad I've seen you. Who's advising your aunt about the compensation claim for the accident?
Union.
Billy Tripp? Yeah. I thought it might be. I'm glad it's not you.
Why?
I think he's doing her a disservice. The size of the claim. They obviously want to make a song and dance about it. The insurance company can't possibly accept it. It's bound to finish in court.
Got jackets like hard coal, these. Pick and shovel would be more to the point of this bit of a thing.
They did volunteer.
Aye. You can tell I was never in the army, eh?
Stop the tea as well, if you like.
I'll stop and keep you company if you want.
Frank and Eileen are in London, aren't they? Do you see much of Pat?
I'd see a lot more of her if her mother didn't frown on it. I can't go round there, you see. It's having somewhere to go that you miss. What makes you think he might be leaving there, Sam? Squashman's? What makes you think so?
He's restless. I haven't seen him like this for years. Not since before we were married. It's something to do with turning down that job, I think. He didn't want it, and it's made him unsettled somehow.
I'm not supposed to know about that, am I?
Who told you, Sam?
Nay, he never tells me no. Frank told me. Said I had to keep it to myself.
If he'd taken it, it'd have meant retiring Stan Elton early. They didn't want Stan till no, till Sam had made up his mind. Well, they get somebody else now. They're waiting for Peter Crossman to get back to work, I should think.
Why did he turn it down, did he say?
It'll be longer hours. He wants the time, he said.
And what do you want?
I could do with the money. I can't tell him that, though.
Oh, why can't you tell him that?
I don't want him to take a job he doesn't want because of us.
Well, you're his family, aren't you?
I want him to have more time, too. I've had a taste of what it'd be like these last 2 years, the way he's worked.
You don't get it both ways, love. I've worked many a shift when Polly would soon have had me at home because she knew I was flaked out. They might want for less this generation, but they're still slaves to work. Them that's prepared to work. And they've still got to carry them that's not.
Why don't you talk to him?
Me? Nay, he never talks serious to me.
Well, I can't think why not. He's always quoting you. Grandad used to say this and Grandad used to say that. One generation stands on the shoulders of another, he said the other night. You have to work for that as much as for yourself, he said. It was something he'd heard you say years ago at a meeting at the Miners' Welfare, he said.
He remembers that.
No. Wilson's taken his place. Got the stuffs here on his desk. I don't know. He's been out for the last hour. That's why I rang you. Oh, it's all right. He's just come in. He'll be there. Suggestions meeting in 10 minutes.
I know, I'm back, can't I?
Just a reminder.
Mr. Wilson.
Hey?
Mr. Mackenzie asked me to give you this. He's sorry to be late. It's his opinion on suggestion K627.
Is it?
Yes.
I better read it then, hadn't I?
I think that was the idea, as a matter of fact.
Who's she?
Boris Naylor's new secretary.
What's she doing giving me stuff from Mackenzie?
Well, Naylor lends her out around the works when anybody rings up to complain they need more secretarial staff. You know what a tight old sod he is.
I wish she'd lend her out to me.
Oh, I didn't know you like that, Sam.
Like what?
Well, you know.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm like, Nick. Go on, tell me. Tell me what I'm like.
You're back then?
Yes, I'm back.
Off to the meeting?
Yes, I'm off to the meeting, Stan.
Billy?
Yes, sir?
I wanted Ethel's case kept out of court. What you playing at, Billy? What's the game?
Game?
It's not your style, Billy.
What is it?
You've handed in your card, send them back their book of rolls, put it in an envelope and post it to Moscow.
I don't get it.
All right then, Billy. Where's Nelson Corbett?
He's over there, isn't he? What do you want him for?
He was here that Sunday my uncle was killed, wasn't he?
No.
He bloody was, you know. I've looked in the book.
He wasn't in here when it happened.
Where was he then, Billy? He's in the book. He got paid.
He gone to the bogs.
Before the accident, you mean?
That's right, Sam, before the accident.
You'll not be offended if I ask him.
Aye, I'll be offended, Sam. I just told you. He's gone to the bogs.
We shall meet some more calls soon. Dad used to get home coals from his mates. That'll be another expense.
Shove some more on and stop complaining. I'll get you some.
You'll not, you know. I shall stand on my own 2 feet. I shall not depend on you.
You're as bad as me granddad. Frank said he would have run out without saying anything if he hadn't kept his eye on him. Dad used to get him cheap coals too.
Have you been round today, then?
I went. He was out.
No need to stop away from him for me, you know.
I shall not.
It's between me and him. I don't expect other people to turn their backs on him because of me. I'm not a vindictive woman.
Give a good imitation of it sometimes.
You've not had him to put up with over the years like I have.
That's more like it. Thought you were softening for a minute. You better order some more coal tomorrow.
No,
Look, don't argue. We shall come to the same conclusion in the end. Anyway, I'm living here, aren't I? If you want to freeze to death, you can go into the other room. I'm keeping this one warm.
How long will you be living here?
Why? Do you want me to sign a contract?
I don't know what you want to come back here for. There's nothing for you here. Why do you want to come back here?
Oh, I've not come back to look after you, if that's what's troubling you. I want to do pathology at Leeds. I always have done. Just wish I didn't have to wait until after Christmas.
Did something go wrong for you in London, then?
Something go wrong? Heavens, what a mind. It's all that tripe you've been reading.
Tripe? I like tripe. I've always liked tripe. What do they use it to insult folks with? Hey, you're not putting that kettle on again, are you? Sam! Hello.
Hello, Ethel.
You've got dew on your hair.
Aye, bit of a mist, a drizzle.
Oh, I used to like it down the road at night when there'd been a bit of a mist. I wish they'd left them old lamps up. They've spoiled it. You come over to see your granddad then, have you? Pat said he was out earlier on.
No, he's round at our house. I've come to see you. Has Billy Tripp been around?
Aye, he was here early this morning, finding out if we'd heard anything about the claim. Pat saw more of him than I did.
Samuel!
Samuel? I'll give you Samuel. You're not too old to get a thick ear, you know, miss.
That's how I used to get the girls, you know. Rough stuff.
I'll get the tea. Hey, have you come straight from work? You will have. You'd not say no to sandwich now, would? Oh, we haven't any.
I better say no, then.
No, tea, I mean. I'll go and borrow some. Look, don't you go before I come back.
She seems bright enough.
She likes to see you.
Does she?
She's softening to Grandad a bit, I think.
Well, I think that's good, don't you?
Of course I do. Why do you need to ask?
The insurance company are taking the case to court. Did Billy tell you?
He didn't know when he came round this morning, and they've not told us yet. We expected they might, though.
But Ethel did.
No. Billy did. I did. We did.
Doesn't worry you, then?
Not if it's the way to do the best for everybody.
Everybody? Who's everybody? I would have thought Ethel was everybody.
We've an obligation to see it doesn't happen again, haven't we? A social obligation.
Oh, aye. You and Billy been getting your heads together, have you? I might have known you belong to the same club, don't you?
I know your brand of socialism, Sam. But I didn't think it descended to covering up for them. Even if you are one of them.
Am I? I'll answer for what I am, Pat. Don't start calling me a bloody deviationist or whatever the latest word is. I'm not one of your Hampstead Reds. I never stood on line for me granddad. I'm damn sure I'm not going to do it for you. Go back and preach on Speaker's Corner. We've work to do up here.
You're one of them at last, are you, Sam?
I don't answer questions like that.
I'm sorry. You shouldn't bark at me.
I tell you what they tell you. The crane's been put right. The reason it went wrong won't happen again. Nothing will happen because of a court case that won't happen without it. There'll be nothing gained.
I dispute that.
Well, I'll tell you something else then. The reason the accident happened was because the chap who was supposed to look after safety turned his back on the job. He won't do that again, I promise you. Tell Ethel I'll come round for that cup of tea another time. Think it over and let me know then, eh? And if that's not a good enough reason to let it go through as it should, happen I might have another one.
I've been asleep.
How am I supposed to get you back up again now, eh? You shouldn't have insisted on coming down, and I shouldn't have given in.
I'll manage.
Well, Morris is here, as a matter of fact, but I'm getting that phone installed in the bedroom tomorrow, no matter what you say. Could have had it there all this time if you hadn't been so obstinate.
You're awake.
10 minutes at the most.
Oh, 5 will do. I'll give you a shout. Give you a hand up with him, eh?
You make me feel like a piece of furniture, the pair of you.
Solid mahogany.
She's bored with the business, isn't she?
Well, it was her idea to be a temporary alternate director, to keep an eye on things for you. Still, they are pretty boring, the board meetings. Bore meetings, I used to call them.
They shouldn't be boring, Morris. Not with all those jobs at stake.
Well, ours included. Sam called, by the way.
Oh. He came this morning, Cassie tells me.
Yes, well, he was back an hour or so ago. He says he'll come again tomorrow.
Did he say what he wanted to see me for?
No. We're a bit brittle with each other these days, Sam and I. I think he leaves too much to Sarah. And I suppose Still, it's nothing, it'll pass. I suppose he was still interested in Stan's job.
What do you think he is?
Well, is it still open to him?
Well, why shouldn't it be?
I was wondering how the board might feel about him falling down on the safety business.
Oh, it wasn't as simple as that. Stan accepted responsibility for that anyway.
Yes, but only as a formality. He gave Sam something to do, and Sam didn't do it.
If Sam wants Stan's job, he'll get it. We're a strike-ridden industry. He knows the men on the floor.
I wouldn't put it to him like that. He's a bit of a socialist, you know. He might get the wrong idea.
I didn't say that's why I wanted him to do it. That's the reason he'll go down with the board. He goes down with me for a different reason. He's right for it. The job needs him. He needs the job.
It won't help his situation at home.
Oh, well, if he handles it properly, there's too much division between work and home. If a man's got frustrations at work, he takes them home.
Oh, bloody Christopher! Who left this out there?
Oh, Deborah, I'm sorry. I should have left the light on.
Never mind the dumb light. Why didn't you move
I
it?
didn't know she'd left it there.
I'll take it upstairs, Mum.
I'll get you tea.
Do you always come home like that?
Hey,
You heard me.
I suppose you'll want running home next. I'm just a bloody chauffeur for this family.
I've 2 legs. They've taken me home all my life. I don't need you to take me home.
All right, Grandad, don't get stroppy.
Stroppy, me bloody stroppy, and you come home in that state of mind. Oh, I don't know how she puts up with you. I wouldn't. I'd tell you to take your flaming hook. I wouldn't put you up with you.
You're a liar.
You what?
You put up with me for years, you know you did. You never told me to take me hook.
I was bloody tempted. By God, I was.
You didn't know, did you?
You'd your mother to thank for that.
Had I?
If we could know, eh? How we live on in others. If she could know how I think of her. 25 years to the day, almost. 25 years since she went. And here I am talking about her to you. Do you make old to life?
How do you mean?
Who remember me?
I will.
I said to you once. Do you remember? I said to you. There's dead men and women in your head that'll never be still. Do you remember? Do you remember what I said to you?
Aye, I remember, Grandad. Would you sooner go now or later when you've put me straight on life?
You take no serious, do you? You run away from life, you do.
Who does?
You do. Now I can remember when you had the chance to work on face with men. Men! And what'd you do? You decided you'd go for a fitter, didn't you?
What's wrong with that?
Oh, no wrong with it as far as it went. You ran away, though, didn't you?
From what? What's so special about the bloody coalface, apart from the money?
You'll never know, will you? Oh, I know, because I didn't run away. Oh, I got an education you never had.
And what did it benefit you?
Well, it's in me, isn't it? It's what I am. But you take no account of what I am, you don't. You take no account of me, do you?
I take account of what you are, Grandad.
Here, you can have this extra one since you're first down.
I'm always first down.
Is this the tie you ironed for me?
Sorry.
All right, I'll forgive you this time, seeing as it's Christmas Eve. Peace and goodwill, eh? Look at it.
I warned you, not much good with ties.
Has our Pat been round this last week while I've been at work?
No, she hasn't. I've been wondering what's happened to her, as a matter of fact. Gone for a neck and Christmas shopping, I suppose.
I called at the bike shop in Goody yesterday.
What'd you do that for?
I was passing. Wanted to see what kind you'd got him. You didn't tell me you got it on HP.
Didn't I?
Why didn't you tell me, Sarah?
You know why?
'Cause you know how I feel about credit. Why didn't you tell me we'd nothing in the bank?
It's not that we've nothing in the bank. It's that it's Christmas. What there is has got to stretch a damn long way. That's what it is, Sam.
You should have told me. I could have sold some of those shares. Granny would have bought them. We'll buy anything that's going cheap, will Granny?
Yes, well, now you know why I didn't tell you. Those shares can keep us for 6 months if you decide to leave Crossman's.
Leave Crossman's? Who said I was going to leave Crossman's?
Not you, was it? I'm the last one you'd tell. Since you dislike money so much and you seem to expect me to organise things, and well, I'm organising. If you don't like the way I'm doing it, damn well do it yourself.
How long's it been like this, then?
Oh, go away.
Don't tell me to go away. Answer me. If things are that bad, why did you let me get the car?
You work very hard. Nobody knows that better than I do. You ask very little. It was the only thing you'd really wanted for ages, and I thought we'd be able to manage it.
I should have managed, shouldn't I? That's a man's job, to manage. To provide.
You do provide. You're right about Morris. He's mean. He is mean. They're mean, the firm. They don't appreciate you. If they did, they'd pay you properly. They're mean, mean.
We'll have you in the Workers' Party yet.
Oh, no, you won't. You'd stand a better chance if you'd let me be a worker. Why don't you let me go out to work, Sam?
Look, Sarah, we've been through all this before. You work as hard as I do here. I can't bring work home and share the washing up with you.
Well, what's the answer then, Sam? I'm just the Chancellor of the Exchequer. You're the Prime Minister.
Dad's not the Prime Minister.
Prime Ministers are two a penny anyway. It's Chancellors of the Exchequer that count.
There. You'll not stay long, will you, Sam?
No, I'll not be long,
You
Cass.
pop your head round before you go.
Aye, right.
She's getting the phone put in here for me. Something I've always held out against. Getting stuck up here. So, you're still interested in Stan Elton's job, are you?
I've not said so to anybody. Who told you that?
Morris said you might be.
Oh, he's what the Scots call canny, eh?
He's right.
He might be.
You're still undecided, though.
Things get decided for you. I've one or two things to clear up. I wanted to know it was still on before I did. I can come and see you later, then.
We'll get Cassie up and drink to that. And Christmas.
Bloody battery.
You should get one of them that plugs in. They say that Carters are giving up charging batteries anyway. You should get one of them that plugs in.
I've promised myself a Rolls Royce first.
Oh, well, can't have everything at once, can we? On your own, are you?
Apart from these here 6 other chaps I am. Why should you ask?
I was just wondering, that's all. I'm on my own. Oh, Pat's gone off to Sam's. You'll, be going round there on Christmas Day, I suppose, same as the rest of us.
I'm going. It's none of my business what you're doing on Christmas Day. What's it got to do with me?
Something will be expected of us, won't it?
They'll get no presents off me. Presents off me? I've not to buy presents off.
You know what I mean. They'll expect us to behave like grown-ups and not spoil their Christmas. Well, I'm willing if you are.
Otherwise, you'll stop away, I suppose.
I can't stop away. How can I stop away? We're all going. I'll Pat, Eileen, Frank. I can't stop away, how can I?
And I can, I suppose.
We're to live in the same world, you and me.
The same bloody world. I could stand living in the same world. One of us could go to Australia. It's living in the same flaming street that nags at me.
You'll not make me think it's me that's in the wrong, you know. Choose what you say. Not if you work on it from now till next Christmas.
You think I don't know that? By God, if I don't know that, I don't know.
No, you'll please yourself anyway. I'm going. It's up to you. I've got the telly on at home. It's there if you want it.
Making out your working, Billy.
Having a good time up there?
The young uns enjoy it. Threepence a week to Doris through the year. They look forward to it. There aren't many perks for the rank and file in the offices these days, you know, Billy. What's this for?
One of the outside doors for the Cravens.
What's it to be then, Billy, for Ethel? Straightforward claim or a court case?
Nothing's changed as far as I know. Does not niece of yours tell you anything?
She goes out of her way to miss me these days. She doesn't know what I know, does she? Khrushchev's not sending you a card this Christmas.
Drop dead, Sam.
They must have been glad to see the back of you, Billy. When they play dominoes, they know what everybody's got in their hands. You just like playing, don't you? Short of luck, you haven't got a chance of winning. Happy Christmas, Billy.
Same to you. With knobs on.
Enjoy the party.
So?
Get you behind the bins in the stationery office, the lads, did they?
So that's where it happens, is it?
You take the next on the left.
I thought you lived round Martin Park.
I've got to see Crossman.
Working nights?
Happen. Would you mind hanging on? What's this, then?
They're taking him to hospital. He's had a hemorrhage.
Is it serious?
Yes, I'm afraid it is.
Oh, where's Cass?
She's gone with him. I'm taking the children home with me. He said you'd be back. He said you'll be coming on the board.
Well, he knew better than I did, then. Do you ever get the feeling there's something in charge of you, Morris? Stopping you going one way, making you go another you don't want. And then you look back on it and you think, it was right, that. Or happen it was wrong, but the other was worse. Do you know what I mean, Morris?
I'm a religious man, Sam. I believe.
I don't. I see what I see, that's all. It adds up for you. It's just a mystery to me.
Isn't that Miss Chadwick's car?
Aye, she's given me a lift home. Mine wouldn't start. It's bloody minded. It would turn its nose up at a carrot if it was a bloody donkey.
I wonder who it gets that from.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Done your Christmas shopping?
Not much to do.
I used to like Christmas.
Yes.
Far to go?
Just down Cuddy Road. Red Gates. Stands back near the church.
Christmas at home?
No, I'm going away tonight to friends. I live on my own. Mum and Dad died in the spring within a month of each other. I'll get off now if you don't mind.
Yeah. See you after Christmas then. All the best.
Likewise.
Thought you'd get off before I came home, did you?
I brought the kids presents.
George always said you'd a streak of Ethel in you.
What's that supposed to mean?
They had a few battles in their time, you know. It wasn't all milk and honey, much as we'd like to think it was.
I don't see what you're getting at, Sam.
Grandad. And the row he had with George before he went off that day. There's a fellow at the foundry called Nelson. You wouldn't know him. You know what he's just told me? He told me George was in a funny mood before the accident. He'd been to the pub and had a pint or two. He kept larking about when the crane was travelling down the bay. And the driver kept having to brake the engine in case he didn't get out of the way in time. And then he slipped and didn't. And that was the end of him.
You're saying he wanted to die?
No. No, I'm not. It wasn't in him. At least I don't think it was. I knew him as well as any of us are supposed to know each other, which isn't so damned much added up, I suppose. No, what I'm saying is that the row had upset him. It made him act silly. But what's he gonna sound like in court, Pat?
Go on.
The lads all kept it from me that I talked to, except Nelson. They'd forgotten about Nelson. Billy had got them to keep their trap shut in case it affected Ethel's money. But if it goes to court, Pat, the insurance company will dig a lot deeper than they have done so far. It's not just the money, is it? It's Grandad. It'll finish him. And it'll not help Ethel so damn much either. It's up to you, Pat.
He was killed by a crane.
I'd hand in that, hadn't I? He trusted me, your dad. He lived in trust. He was like a lot of people in this poor, bloody country. He just wanted to see his life out in trust. I've learned not to turn me back on things. What do you want Grandad to learn?
At his age?
It's something you could learn as well. You're not too old, Pat.
To learn what?
Tolerance. Oh. I'm as guilty as you, I suppose. We're an intolerant class. Not just with those that aren't like us. With each other we are.
Still think of yourself as working class, Sam?